Alright, this thing. Checking. Checking. Yeah, should be good. Rocky block jogging. Checking. It's a toughie. Our games are just so tough for me. I don't know. I understand. This thing don't work. Develop your brain. Yeah, develop your brain. So we got a couple classic horrors to watch tonight. Classic horror. First time I come out, oh, we're gonna watch some Christmas Germany. So is this microphone even working? Check. I don't even think it's working. Hello? Alright, now it's working. Okay. Yeah, just learning how to play Lorcana. Can't really play guitar anymore loud. It's just, I live in a trailer park. All the neighbors hear everything of my soul when I'm trying to practice. And it's just like, you know, when you're playing guitar, you don't want, when you're practicing, you don't want to have everybody listening. You just, you know, so it sucks not having a studio anymore. But hopefully soon we're working on it. We're gonna get a lockout soon. But for now, we're gonna play Lorcana, learn how Lorcana works. It's a quieter game. And it'll be better for everybody once I actually know how to play. And then I've been learning Magic a little bit. Yeah, no more guitar, but I just not playing anymore. I quit. I just do stuff. I just been working on the computer, just doing tracks for other people, mixing everything I can do on in my headphones, because I don't know. I'm just so used to playing loud, not loud, but loud enough. And I live in a trailer park right now, and everybody like it. This wakes just everybody can hear your soul, and I'm not trying to expose my soul when I'm at home. You got to pay for that. But I don't know. It's time for something to eat. All right. Fruit chews or gummy bears? We're gonna play some Magic. I'm still working on my deck, but the thing is, I think I just have shitty cards. No matter what, they're like forcing me to pay to play. No matter what, I'm gonna have to buy booster packs or something. That sucks. I bought Lego Lord of the Rings last night for $3.99. Um, I did beat Spider-Man. I started the new DLC content. I'm just trying to learn a little bit of Arcana every day. I get stuck on the instance. I don't understand Death Touch and all that shit. We're gonna play a little Spider-Man. Anyway, Epic TriPpiN DeAd ahead. Glad to have you all here. I know it's been a while. TikTok's popping. We're back on TikTok. Put the link up there. And we're gonna play the Gang Wars on Spider-Man. Turf Wars.
Any of you guys read that chapter in the Art of War about misdirection? No? Good.
Misdirection. What does this thing do? Spider-Man. What does this do? The punk rock Spidey. What does this suit do? Punk rock Spider. Damn, these guys are pretty tough. This is actually pretty hard. Yeah, I don't want to. That's too hard right now. I just want to play casual games. We're gonna go on the Lord of the Rings. I don't want to go aggro right now, and I don't want to strategize. I just want to like beat them up. The other game that was really cool, this new Marvel retro, kind of like a beat 'em up Ninja Turtles game came out like 5 days ago. It's $30. I'd really recommend it. It's co-op. The characters have really cool power-ups and abilities for like a pixelated side-scrolling beat 'em up. I'm very tempted to get it. $30 for a game. I've been spending a lot on games lately, even though they're on sale. I've been getting them on sale, but that adds up. $10 here, $20 here. $20 for a $60 game, though. I'm very impressed with my Spider-Man buy. That was a good purchase. Shadow of War was a good purchase. I really am patient with my game buying. The one game I'll probably buy new though, like everybody else, is Grand Theft Auto. I just hope to have a better system by then, better computer system, because I don't think I'll be able to handle it with this thing, the GTX. Although, RTX 1080, I'm gonna stay in the 1080 world. 4K might be a little too much to handle power wise and storage. When you're saving 4K, that's like double the data. Like when you're saving a bunch of 4K videos, you're gonna run out of storage quick. Alright, close Spider-Man. We're just gonna pop up the control, kick back. And big Lord of the Rings fan. I'm excited for Hunt for Gollum. I think anything more Peter Jackson, Lord of the Rings, the better. Just hopefully we can avoid CGI somehow. I don't think so though. I think we're still gonna they're still gonna use CGI. That's what happened between Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit. Like they actually did make some real puppets, I guess, or animatronics and makeup. They had real designs and were actually shot in that way. Lord of the Rings was done, but then they ended up replacing it with CGI and more computer generated images, which kind of changes the whole look of that movie. That's the big difference we notice without fully noticing it, because they do a good job, but it's just like it's not the same. You're seeing the orcs in computer graphic rather than like the creature department where they actually make makeup and masks and stuff. It looks way cooler on film. It makes a big difference. Makes a huge difference. We're gonna start Lego over. Something happened there. Like, I hate when my system does this kind of crap. I'm grateful to have a computer, but it just would be nice to have a grand computer for once one of these days. No, I'm not back in Vegas. That ain't bad. Man, what else? Yeah. Star Wars Unlimited, that looks promising. Mid-range cards seem like they can keep their value. High range, legendary status. Let's see here. We want to get a Star Wars booster, Star Wars Unlimited booster. Let's see if we can get one booster. I do want to get a Lord of the Rings booster, though. $100. What the hell? You only have boxes. Look at this Lego Millennium Falcon. This little mini Lego Millennium Falcon for $67. That thing's sick. And so you need to get all that. You got a TIE bomber. $51. That ain't bad. These are kind of cool little toys. Star Wars logo. 47. I don't know. It's kind of cool though. Rebel U-Wing. What about a Naboo fighter? I've always loved the Naboo fighters. R2D2 is cool. You know what I really like? The droid interrogation droids, or the Empire. What are they called? Interrogation droids. Those are my favorite droid. No, not the interrogation droid. It's the one on Hoth in the beginning of Empire Strikes Back. droid in the beginning of Empire Strikes. What is that droid? Yeah, the Imperial Probe droid. Yeah, that's right. Probe droid. Probe droid is awesome. It looks so iconic. I would love to have a desk emblem of that droid. Okay, probe droid. Let's see what they got out there. Probe droid statues for sale. Well, you can get like a $30 Walmart Atticus Imperial Pro Droid 1/10 scale edition for $300 Walmart. They got $74 ones. Oh, that's Disney. That looks cool. Collectible ones. Sideshow collectibles. That's sick. I want to get that droid. If I can somehow trade my cards all the way up to a droid, it could be possible. Monsters in an Ocean Warehouse. Ascension. That was Droid Action Stand. Life-size Imperial Pro Droid for $34 on Etsy. Oh, digital files for 3D printing for $34. That'd be cool to 3D print. That'd be a fun hobby. I knew about 3D printing and all that like years before it came out. We were selling that stuff to schools before it became commercial. So it was more in the education market first before it became public. And it was years before 3D printing became affordable and commercially public. And, you'd have to be like a school or some kind of academia or to afford like a $50,000 3D printer. I think they started becoming cheaper in like desktop formats, but even so, they were like 10 grand, 20 grand. You'd have to be like a institution to buy that or have like some kind of grant, which schools, that's how they get their money is from federal grants. And I was in this company where you would sell curriculum to schools, and a lot of it being robotics and engineering. And the cool thing about it is they had to spend that money. They had to. There was no way around it. If they didn't spend the money, then next year they'd get their money taken away. So it was really cool working with the school system, California Department of Education for vocational training, which was it crossed over to high education in many instances with the engineering and robotics. They called it STEM, science, technology, engineering, mathematics. Nowadays, they're talking about funneling that off to the Department of Labor instead of the Department of Education, which I think is, I don't know, I can see what they mean for it. So not everybody's a doctor or a lawyer, but still, it's all education. Um, to like break it in half and say, all right, this is considered education, but this kind of education is just to get you a job. Is kind of going backwards because I feel like anytime you learn a skill or something, you're always learning. Therefore, it should be in the Department of Education, not the Department of Labor. But I'm not a political person, but I do understand that side of things a little bit. Being in it professionally for over 5 years, selling curriculum, meeting with college deans, meeting with instructors, going to trade shows, educational trade shows, electronics, technology trade shows. Learned a lot in that company. Fortunately, the owner died, and all the relationships went with him. And I wish I was still in that business somehow. But yeah, 3D printing was cutting edge for years. I knew about 3D printing in like the early 2000s, 2009, 2010. Where it was starting to really come up. Early 2008, we were really selling a lot of 3D printers to schools, and I was in charge of whiteboards because I was younger, so we couldn't sell those $300,000 labs. I didn't get those leads, but I could sell a couple interactive whiteboards, which was if you went to school, probably high schools had them, elementary schools had them in the later 2000s, 2005. I'm class of '05, so they were starting to get them around then, but they were projected and not really the best technology. And then like smartboard came through, and then there was one school I sold 30 smartboards to, and that was cool. Well, most of the time they just wanted to buy one or two, and that's not the goal. Like when you sell smartboards to a school, you want to fill up every classroom because you're not making money off of selling like one $200, $300 product, 15-20%. Um, you know, commission, you're not making much, but you sell like 30 to 60 of those, maybe fill up a whole school of whiteboards. I hated doing it though because you had to demo it, and like a lot of times I'd bring the demo, do the demo at the school, meet with the dean, get the appointment, and then they're just like, we'll get one. It's like, dude, all right, buy one. Maybe that was my fail as a salesman. I don't know. But back to the probe droid. I think our goal is to trade one of these Arcana cards. Like, have you heard of the paperclip challenge? Guy who traded a paperclip all the way up to a yacht. Well, I want to trade these guys like up to like $100 card eventually. Maybe if within a year I can like trade this $2 card up to $100 card, piece by piece, like one trade a month, one trade a week, perhaps. I'm lucky if I can get into a system, and then like trade up to a Lord of the Rings box, and then eventually trade up to like, I'm not exclusive. I'm not like limited with cards. Just cards are easier because they're easier to sell. They're easier to collect, and they're fun. It's fun for me. I collected Pokemon as a kid. Didn't know how to play, but I did enjoy collecting them. I did have a Charizard. I do remember. It was in the first edition, but man, I want a Probe Droid now. I just want to put it right here on my desk. But yeah, back to Lord of the Rings. Lord of the Rings Lego, which I bought last night for $2, $3, no, $3.99. We're gonna continue this game and just hang out. Dang, this ain't right. This isn't where I left off. I hope I don't have to play all that shit again. All the concerning hobbits, dude. Look at Lego Hobbit Land, dude. I love Lego Hobbit Land. 2012. This is like over 12 years old. 12-year-old game. I'm glad they got the music, everything, the voices. This is all WB too, I think, Lego. So WB's now bought by Netflix. I'm glad the Saudis didn't get it. I'm sorry, but I don't want my Warner Brothers owned by a bunch of Saudis. Let's keep it American, yeah. But you know, that's just me. I'm old school. Batman is American. Once we have Batman and all that stuff being Saudi, that ain't good. I'm sorry. It's not a good look. And skip all this. You're making me play the whole thing again. It's making me play this again. One ring to rule them all, but I don't want to play this again because it's froze, so I had to turn it off so it didn't save. So awesome. Finally. All right, finally beat that fool.
Son of the king took up his father's sword. Enemy of the free peoples of
Huh.
the ring passed to Isildur, who had this one
Isildur.
chance to destroy evil forever.
Isildur. That ring is still huge. All right, well, that was Lord of the Rings, first part. Peace.